I'm not trying to de-religionize you. I'm telling you to follow the basic and the only assertion of your religion. Look at your scriptures. Look at your holy book. From Christianity to Islam to Judaism to Hinduism, you name it. One platitude, one concept, one cliche, one construct never changes. It is fascinating to know that all religion follows one basic premise. According to POW research, 84% of the world practices a religion. Deal with it. The world is a religious place. That's what I'm telling you right now. The strongest truism you should know. The proof and reference that every religion have one basic premise. For example, Christianity. 2.4 billion persons practices in the world, and that's about 31% of the world's population. Here's the premise. Do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets. What of Islam? About 1.9 billion persons practices in the world, and that's above 25% of the world's population. Here is the premise. Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. Hinduism, practiced by more than 1.2 billion persons in the world, and that's about 15% of the world's population. Here is the premise. This is the sum of duty. Do not unto others what will cause you pain if done to you. Buddhism, 6.6% of the world's population. Here is the premise. Treat not others in ways that you yourself will find hurtful. Shintoism, practiced by more than 100 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. Be charitable to all beings. Love is the representation of God. Taoism, practiced by more than 100 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Sikhism, practiced by more than 30 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. As you think of yourself, so think of others. Judaism, about 50 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. What is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow man. This is the entire law. The rest is commentary. Go and learn. Confucianism, practiced by about 7 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. Do not do to others what you do not want them to do to you. Baha'is faith, practiced by above 7 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. Lay not on any soul a load that you did not wish to be laid on you, and desire not for anyone the things you would not desire for yourself. Jainism, practiced by about 5 million persons in the world. Here is the premise. In happiness and sorrow, in joy and in pain, we should consider every creature as we consider ourselves. Zoroastrianism, the last but not the least on my list, practiced by more than 200,000 persons in the world. Here is the premise. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself. One thing that all religion agrees upon is do to others what you will have them do to you. Treat everyone with love, with respect, with dignity as you would want to be treated. Address people the way you want to be addressed. So, it is not really religion that corrupted the world. No, it is our misunderstanding of it, the interpretation and the commentaries that we have added to it, that we have given to it. So, sitting on the existing protocol of your religion, I say to you that you're not a believer. You don't believe anything. You don't even believe the God of your religion. Because if you truly did, this world would have been a better place a long time ago. A beautiful and a perfect place for everybody to live in. If I say religion is not a problem, what of religious wars that people have fought over time and are still fighting? I would not classify them as religious wars. even though religion is mentioned before the war, during the war, and after the war. I would call them words of hypocrisy. I'm grateful that the word hypocrisy, or the ideal of being a hypocrite, is also documented in the text of all major religions. So I tell you, it is words of hypocrisy, words of pride, words of greed, words of prejudice, territorial wars, not of religion. Sometimes people's hypocrisy can twist their religion beyond recognition, that when you look at it, you can't recognize it anymore. Religion has become like a product that has been adulterated by men. What of religious extremism? A religious extremist is someone who extremely believes in God, His word, His spoken word, or His written word. So, if you extremely believe in God, if you are a religious extremist, why don't you extremely believe doing to others what you would have them do to you? For brevity of time, I've only picked the 12 major religions in the world. Please feel free to add more. And if I misrepresented your religion, educate me more. I'm open and happy to learn.